I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so. The way the news, what's it, the cycle of news? Today's Wednesday. What is it, the 27th of October? We've moved on. We've forgotten about Gareth Cliff. Thank you, Quinton de Kock. Now, Quinton de Kock is the news story. And by Saturday, Sunday, we would have forgotten about Quinton de Kock, and somebody else will do something that'll get our attention. Thank you. Thank you, social media. And do you call it the circle of life? No, well, it's the news cycle. So Quinton de Kock has a knee problem. No, he hasn't got a knee injury. He's just got a problem with the knee. So that's something else. He doesn't want to go on the knee. And let's try be objective. Let's try examine the whole situation. On the surface, the immediate gut reaction is, Quinton de Kock, you are insensitive to racism at the very least. At the worst, you are a racist and you don't care about black people's plight, victims of racism. Then immediate reaction, on the other side, my knee, my choice. My body, my choice. That's what somebody said on Twitter. He should not be forced to go on his knee. BLM is a radical, destructive, racist organization. Why support them? Don't force him to go on his knee. He is entitled to his choice to go on the knee. What about going on the knee for the murdered farmers? Take the knee for all the murdered farmers. So those are the two immediate knee-jerk reactions. I made the mistake of delving into the world of the right wings, of the right wingers on social media, on Twitter. I've never, honestly, generally speaking, it's very hard to find an intellectual, well-informed, right-wing person. It's like finding the coelacanths, or maybe a little bit easier trying to find a leopard in the Kruger National Park. In fact, you will find a leopard dragging a gemsbok up a tree easier than finding a well-informed, intelligent, right-wing person. So, what happened yesterday? What happened? The Proteas were about to play the West Indies. They're about to go on the field, and I don't know who comes into the dressing room, literally, because apparently Quinton de Kock withdrew from the team literally minutes before they were about to take the field. So this was like a last-minute thing. Klaassen, the wicketkeeper, he was already masturbating in the bathroom. He didn't even know. Suddenly he had to put his pants on and join the team. He had no idea. Look, we don't know for sure what he was really doing, but just figure of speech. Call it poetic license. So what happened? So they're in the change room. Somebody from team management, Proteas team management, walks into the change room. Okay, men. By the way, CSA directive says we must all take the knee. It's mandatory. Pardon? What did you say? Sorry, what did you say? Huh? CSA mandatory. You got to take the knee. Otherwise, you have to take the knee. Huh? Can you talk a bit slower? Okay. Can you guys please all just take the knee? Please take the knee. You got to take the knee. We've been instructed, take the knee. Huh? What are you on about? Okay. You guys are more Okay, you guys are more. I didn't think. I thought this could. I thought I could just slip this past you. Okay. Cricket South Africa has. I got a WhatsApp message from whoever. It's mandatory. We've been instructed to inform the players, Proteas. You've got to take the knee. Saturday, your match against Australia was embarrassing. Only 4 of you took the knee. And out of the 4 of you, just one white guy. Rassie, whatever, however you say his name. Van der Sun. So you got to take the knee. So that's Kock says, I'm not taking the knee. Personal reasons. He's got a bad knee. Does he just not want to be told what to do? Does he feel it's against his religion? Because one of the things on Twitter, I only go down on the knee to God. That was the one answer. So it must be very, very good reasons. Very good reasons. I mean, Quinton de Kock, you're about to play for South Africa. You're representing your team. This is a big match. We have to beat the West Indies today. And I feel so strongly about not taking the knee that I got to, give me 1 second. I got to go let somebody in. Oh. Okay. Haven't done that for a long time. Let me just see. I did that 7.5 minutes into the show. So I will go back and I'll edit the audio, but unfortunately I can't edit video. Sorry about that. Okay, so whatever the reasons, Quinton de Kock must feel very strongly about this. If it was me, I would have asked him, how long must we be on our knee for? Is it okay if I just choose my right knee? Because I got a very bad left knee. I can't stay on my left knee for long. But then you have to take other things into consideration. The surface area. They're on soft grass. But having said that, the grass on a cricket field it's not kukui. It's like that lawn grass. It's the grass they use on golf greens. Almost the same type of grass. Tiny, but longer, perhaps, than a golf green. Tiny bit longer. I could be wrong. I'm not a grounds person. I'm not an expert on field grass. Did Quinton de Kock give this a lot of thought? Since Saturday's match against Australia, where only 4 players took the knee, I'm guessing there was lots of talk among the players. There was lots of discussion. So Quinton de Kock has probably been thinking about this since Saturday. Instead of focusing on perhaps playing good cricket, maybe that's why they lost to Australia. Because they're thinking about, should I have taken the knee? Maybe I'm not taking the knee. Should I have taken the knee? I'm not going to take the knee. Oh, isn't it so sad? And if it was me, I tell you, it sounds like, this knee, you obviously got to feel very strongly about this, really. I asked on Twitter, is it too much to ask is it too much to ask? Sorry. Let me go back a couple of steps. So I follow this guy. He's got a podcast called The Morning Shot, Roman Kabanak, and he's right wing, and he tweeted something along the lines of, Quinton de Kock does not need South Africa. He will make plenty of money in IPL. And then he mentioned IPL, but obviously Quinton de Kock can make other money in other T20 franchises in England, Australia. Yes. So I tweeted, but that's true, but that's irrelevant. It's not part. This is not the discussion. The discussion is, should Quinton de Kock have taken the knee? Is it too much to ask? So Roman Kabanak gave a simple yes. That was his answer. Too much to ask. His answer was yes. That's it. I suppose he wants me to watch his podcast. I said, yeah, fair enough. Well, I must watch his podcast to get a proper analysis, and I assume he's doing a big analysis today on his Morning Shot podcast. Haven't got the stomach for it, I've got to be honest. I've dipped my toes in this right-wing cesspool of Twitter since last night and this morning. Very unpleasant, very depressing, quite frankly traumatizing. Obviously, I'm very naive. The responses that I got to this thread, then it became a thread. People going like really... And that's where I go into this thing about unintelligent, uninformed, ignorant. One of the most ridiculous responses were, ask a Jew about the Holocaust and look at apartheid. This is where it all starts, taking the knee. So murdering 6 million Jews and 4 million other people and deporting them, stealing their houses, taking all their belongings, sending them on trains to death camps, gassing them to death, burning. That's the same as taking the knee. Oh, wow! You got to be a whole lot of stupid and ignorant wow, to draw that analogy. And my knee, my body, and will you take the knee for murdered farmers? Just a whole barrage of just insanity. But what I got out of it from these people is that there is an intense resentment. There's an intense resentment of their lives in South Africa, of these white people. They feel that the ANC government have really screwed up. They've had 27 years to sort this country out. They've messed things up. And then they feel that these white people are now victims of racism themselves. And BLM, Black Lives Matter, is a racist organization in itself, and just a lot of bitterness and resentment. And I just see taking the knee, it's just an acknowledgement, it's a gesture of support against racism in general, and racism particularly against black people. Black people have been and are the victims of racism. And what has happened in South Africa, and the way the ANC government have been unsuccessful, corruption, they've messed up, is completely irrelevant. Yes, it's a major issue, but it's a different issue. It's got nothing to do with taking the knee. Taking the knee is a stance. It's a gesture of support for black people, and it's a stance against racism in sport in general. And that's what it comes down to. If you were more intelligent and looked at it deeper and weren't basing your anti-knee taking, on informed analysis, that's a different story. But all of these people on the Twitter are just small-minded, ignorant, just totally clueless racists. And one can, if one had to do a deeper analysis, one can say, if I was a cricketer, say I'm in the Proteas cricket team, or I was involved in franchise cricket in South Africa, I would look at Cricket South Africa's administration, its structures, and how they have messed up. They have messed up the administration of cricket in South Africa. They haven't dealt with transformation effectively. There's been lots of allegations of racist decisions based on racism. Black cricket players have not been treated fairly in the past. And there has been some corruption. There's been some maladministration. They haven't dealt with the situation very well. There is the whole picture around Mark Boucher. Mark Boucher, he's not, he hasn't got the correct qualifications to be the coach of the Proteas team. He seemed to be a friend of Graham Smith. Mark Boucher is white. He has not been that successful since he's been the coach for the last 2.5 years, maybe almost 3 years. So if I was in those structures, if I was part of the Proteas cricket team, I would think, how dare you? How can you tell me to take the knee when you have not played the game correctly? You guys, hey, what a chutzpah, what a cheek to force us to take the knee when you have not dealt with transformation correctly within the structures of Cricket South Africa. So that is the objective picture that I'm looking at. But who knows? With Quinton de Kock, who knows what his reasons are? It could be a simple reason that he's religious. And you only go down to your knee for God, for Jesus Christus. Perhaps. Could be as simple as that. It could be as simple, and I read a little article talking about Quinton de Kock. Apparently he's quite, the word pig-headed, or he's a maverick. Doesn't like to get told what to do. Could just be as simple as that. Quinton de Kock does not like to be told what to do, and that could be it. Huh. He's one of the top limited overs players in the world. It could just be arrogance. Listen, you guys, I'm a top player. If I don't want to go on my knee, you can't tell me to go on my knee. I do my own thing. Maybe he feels he's played enough for South Africa. He doesn't care anymore. So it's all about the money. And you know what? I don't need to play for South Africa. I'll go IPL. I'll go to different franchises. I'll play T20 cricket all over the world. Maybe I've only got 3 or 4 years left in my career. Anyway, leave me alone. Who knows? We don't know. Quinton de Kock hasn't spoken yet. All I know is there's no Rainbow Nation in South Africa, hey? Bishop Tutu back in 1984, we are the Rainbow Nation of God. Bullshit. And I said that back in 1994. We're a very divided country. I mean, let's see. You'll see with the elections. The EFF is going to beat the shit out of the DA. Going to really get lots and lots of votes. The Freedom Front is going to beat the shit out of the DA. I'm sorry, with all, yeah. We're going right wing. We're going right wing, and with the EFF we're going left wing, but extreme left, bad left, not good left. If you know what I mean. We're not going the right way. Sure. I think that's it. Hey, let's see. How long have I been rambling on for? 20 minutes. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm depressed. I'm not happy. I can't watch cricket. I can't support the Proteas anymore. I can't watch them anymore. The fact that they had to be mandated, they had to be forced to take the knee, is very disappointing. I'm so disappointed. Just take the knees. It's too much to ask, you know. Unless you got a really bad knee. Have you got such a bad knee? Oh, okay. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens next.